Well, now isn't this a surprise? I honestly did not think we were going to be getting this banner with all the hubbub going around about Lost Belt 6 potentially coming early to the NA version of the game. I thought we were going to skip this banner because as you guys can see right here in like kind of the upcoming stuff, it looks like we're just going to move right on into the Grail Live event. Maybe we'll do the Grail Front event over here as well. We're just going to smoothly move into all that and, at the very latest do the summer rerun and then we get the Lost Belt stuff, right? But they were like, no, hold on. Let's go back and bring this banner in here, right? Well, I guess not back. It technically is supposed to come on after, but you get what I'm saying. It just seems like kind of a random banner to throw out there, but because it is a quote-unquote random banner that they threw out there, it is now my job to keep you guys informed and to tell you whether or not you should be summoning on this banner. But before we do, if you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video and you subscribe to the channel for that daily FGO content, where I aim to keep you informed on the goings-ons for both versions of the games, both the NA and the JP version of the game. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and also maybe, just maybe, follow that Twitch down in the description down below where I stream every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with all that being said, let's dive into this and kind of talking about the worth of this banner. Now, just so I don't forget, I also want to just note for other people that maybe are just not aware, Hokusai does get a buff with this banner, and so does Chiyome, so I don't know if that makes it like extra tantalizing for you. They're pretty solid buffs, but I don't know if like anyone's just like, oh yeah, like I really gotta go get this. I gotta go get these servants, right? Like Chiyome's gonna do a little bit of extra damage because she's getting an NP upgrade, and then Hokusai over here getting some stars. That's real nice, and she's gonna be able to suck those stars up because of the star gather rate. So if that is like a complete like deal breaker for you, or I guess a deal maker for you, I guess is a better way to say it, then they're getting buffs. Maybe you really want those extra Saint Quartz for doing their rank up missions, but whether this banner is worth going for or not, as I just kind of showed you at the beginning of this video, we have very powerful servers coming on after this banner. And I know that I've done about 2 videos in the last month on Tamamo. I've done the hot take, and I actually gave her own video just kind of talking about how good she is. And I definitely think Tamamo is a worthwhile servant. I think she's good, but I need everybody to remember that as good as she is, you can just pick her up for free during the anniversary. Like if Tamamo's on rate up right now and you're feeling the draw to summon for her because you really need an art support, you can either just pick her up for the anniversary, or you could scoop up Castoria, who's going to come out around here. I know that's very close to the anniversary stuff, right? It's, right after Morgan, so that's one major banner away, but it is right in front of Melusine and right in front of anniversary. But I mean, let's be honest, for most normal content, you're going to get a lot more value out of summoning for Artoria Caster over here as opposed to Tamamo. As good as I think Tamamo is, I am still praying it's like day 568 of me waiting for Tamamo to get some kind of battery buff on one of her skills, but regardless, you could either wait for the other art support to come back around that's also limited. She's a bit more rare as opposed to Tamamo, not being limited. There's also the fact that you could just scoop her up with the ticket again. Now, Hokusai is a little bit more interesting because Hokusai is a servant that I flip-flop on all the time. It just feels like sometimes I use Hokusai and she's the absolute GOAT and she's securing wins for me all over the place, and sometimes she feels a little bit lackluster. And I guess, okay, let me show you guys what I mean as just someone who uses Hokusai pretty frequently. She has this skill over here. This is really, really interesting. It doesn't matter on the buffed or unbuffed version, but it's interesting because anytime she attacks with her arts cards, she's smacking the enemy with a 20% defense down. Her NP is an arts card, and she's got 2 of them, right? So really nice. If you put this in front of your NP, you're going to be buffing up the damage of your NP a lot. The problem is that usually for art servants, you want the arts cards to follow your NP because you want to start refunding some of your NP back. Although I guess you could say that if you're using a Hokusai in like a battle where there are numerous people, she should be getting decent refund back with her 5-hit AoE NP over here. So it shouldn't matter as much, but then she's got like not the best natural NP gain, but then if you're using her with Castoria, you're getting the NP gain buff, which would fix that up a little bit. It can kind of get a little wonky on how you decide to use Hokusai. It's kind of like, do you want to maximize damage or NP gain with this servant? And I don't really think there's any right answer. I think you could do it either way, depending on, say, if you have a harder hitting boss, or I guess a more thick boss that you really need a lot of damage for, you could prioritize damage. But if you've got a weaker boss, you don't really need all the damage, you can kind of just spam NPs and have the arts cards follow your NP card. Regardless, I do think she's very solid. I don't think, unless you just absolutely love Hokusai, like she's one of your favorite servants, that it's worth going for. I think there are better servants that you could pick up. Like if you're getting the drive to summon, don't worry, Miss Crane will be coming out in just like a couple weeks here. I would say maybe we'll get the announcement for Grail Life coming at the very latest next week. So maybe this will be dropping at the absolute latest in like 2 weeks potentially. Could be even sooner than that. And she's very, very solid. Again, also, if you have the itch to summon, MH6 Ultra is going to be coming back around as well. She's really, really good. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's exactly worth summoning on the banner because you could pick up Tamamo over here for free. And then Hokusai, while I think she's rather solid, I don't think she's going to be like a game changer for your account if that's what you care about. Like if you want really powerful servants that can help you push through like difficult content, or you just need someone to, I mean, I was gonna say help push you through story, but realistically for most of that content, just bring like a friend Ku altar, a free Arjuna altar, just something like that, right? Like you could just bring one of those guys and they'll probably mop up most of the quest modes for you. Like it doesn't really get too difficult to do that stuff until like the end of Lost Belt 4, like deep into Lost Belt 5.1 and 5.2-ish, like kind of getting in there. I think Demeter's like really one of the first fights where it's like, no. It's like real hard to solo this one because I'm pretty sure you can still solo the Arjuna altar fight. But we're getting off topic with that one, right? Regardless, don't exactly think it's worth your Saint Quartz to do it. And I mean, overall, I've been saying since about like the beginning of this year that a lot of these banners, like as good as they might be or as tantalizing as they might be, one, Lysengo's going to keep throwing out random banners like this, where they know that everybody really loves Musashi and they love Saber Altar to try to nab your Saint Quartz, because this is just like a murderer's row of just insane banners. Because Kiara, I know, is insanely popular, right? And I know Summer Kiara, probably even more so, right? Fujino is a servant that a lot of people still want because she's seen as kind of rare, and if you like Kara no Kyokai, double the reason to go for them. Then you have Morgan coming out with Bargist and Bawabon Sith. It also brings Ku Caster over here, who gets really good because he gets a buff. Then you have Artoria Caster coming back out, like the premier art support type servant. Then you have this, you could probably skip out on this, this is just farming for Nero Fest. Then you have Melusine coming out, who is one of the best servants in the game, like a premier single target art servant that just absolutely eviscerates a lot of like boss tier content. But it can also be your Buster Farmer when like 2 banners later, Koyanskaya comes out and enables Buster farming. But hey, maybe your Buster comps aren't the ideal ones that Koyanskaya wants to be paired with. Well, immediately after that, more Buster support comes out in Oberon. So it's like, oh, hold on a minute. Maybe you don't have the optimal teams to be using Koyanskaya's Buster looping. You know, it's kind of like a Scotty system where like very specific servants are like really good in it. Other servants are kind of more mid. Don't worry, Oberon turns everybody into a king. Like he just lets everybody obliterate. So it's just one of those things that like if you're gonna spend your Saint Quartz or if you're gonna spend money on this banner, like I don't think this is the banner to do it on. I think there are other options that are going to be a lot better, more bang for your buck or more bang for your Saint Quartz than this one. Because again, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate it, but this servant you could pick up for free. I think she's really good. I think she's worth picking up for free during the anniversary, but keep in mind, you do not have to spend any money or any Saint Quartz on this servant. You just get it for free. Just play during the anniversary. And again, Hokusai, I think, is solid. Don't exactly think she's going to be just like breaking your account because you now have this servant, especially at only NP1. She's not going to like break your account and be like, oh my goodness, it is so OP now. But then again, I know I'm going to have somebody who's like, Hokusai is my favorite servant ever. I'm summoning on this banner. And like I'll always say, I'll give you the meta advice. I'll give you like the best advice that I can. But if you have a servant that is like your absolute favorite, there you think they're the most chatty character or they're your waifu character, and you know you're going to get more enjoyment out of the game by having that servant and being able to play with them, then by all means go and summon for them. Because there, again, are a lot of servants that I've summoned for that are not necessarily like meta or super insanely good or that I need, but they're servants that I really, really like. So trust me, I've been there with you guys as well. So like I get it. If you want to summon for Hokusai for that reason, I can't stop you because I'm not going to get in the way of a man and his waifu character. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know if you ended up summoning on this banner, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace, late guys.